Hey everyone, welcome back to Podcast&Chill. I'm Leo, here with my co-host Gwen.
I'm Gwen. We're so glad you're here with us today. If you're learning English, you know that listening is one of the most important skills to develop. It's how you understand what people are saying, how you learn new words, and even how you improve your pronunciation.
That's right, Gwen, but we also know that listening can be hard, especially when you're just starting out. Sometimes it's difficult to catch every word or understand what you hear.
But don't worry, we're here to help.
Yes, in this podcast episode, we'll share simple and effective tips to help you become a better listener.
So, today we'll give you some tips to make learning easier.
Let's start with our first tip. Start with simple content.
Yes, when you're learning, it's good to begin with listening content that is easy to understand. If it's too difficult, you might feel frustrated and want to give up. So, start with something simple. For example, you can listen to songs. Choose songs with clear lyrics and a slow pace.
There are many popular songs that are easy to understand. Another good option is cartoons. Cartoons often use simple language and clear speech. Plus, they're fun to watch.
That's true, Leo. And short conversations are also great. You can find many short videos or podcasts with basic conversations. They help you get used to everyday English.
Gwen, do you have any favorite simple listening content?
I love listening to children's stories. They're usually slow and easy to follow. Plus, the stories are interesting.
That's a great choice. For me, I enjoy watching short cartoons. They're funny and I can learn new words easily.
That's awesome, Leo. So listeners, remember to start with simple content. It makes learning fun and not too hard.
Next, we're going to share another great tip using subtitles and transcripts. Subtitles and transcripts can really help you understand what you're listening to.
But what are they, Leo?
Good question, Gwen. Subtitles are the words you see on the screen when you watch a video or a movie. They help you read along while you listen.
And transcripts are a written version of everything that is said in a video, podcast, or even a song. It's like having the words on paper.
Exactly. When you start using subtitles, it's a good idea to use English subtitles. This helps you connect the words you hear with the words you read.
Yes, that's important. It helps you learn new words and how to pronounce them. But don't forget, the goal is to understand without subtitles.
Right. So after you feel more confident, try to watch without subtitles. It might be hard at first, but it's great practice.
And if you don't understand something, you can always go back and turn on the subtitles or look at the transcript.
Gwen, do you have any tips for using subtitles?
I think it's good to watch something with English subtitles first, and then watch it again without subtitles. This way, you can test how much you understand.
That's a great tip, and don't worry if you don't catch every word. It's normal. Just keep practicing, and you'll get better.
Exactly.
Let's look at some new words in the conversation above. Improve, meaning to make something better. Example, you can improve your English by practicing every day. Understand, meaning to know what something means. Example, it's important to understand what people are saying. Language, meaning a way of speaking and writing that people use to communicate. Example, English is a very popular language around the world. Simple, meaning easy to understand or do. Example, start with simple materials when learning a new language. Practice, meaning to do something many times to get better at it. Example, you need to practice speaking English to get better. What is the first tip for improving listening skills in English? Answer, The first tip is to start with simple content. You can listen to songs, cartoons, and short conversations that are easy to understand. How can subtitles and transcripts help you improve your listening skills? Answer: subtitles help you see the words while you listen, and transcripts show you the written word. They help you learn new words and how to pronounce them. Gwen, can you share some tips for listening actively? I've heard a lot about this method.
Yes, listening actively means paying close attention to what you hear. It's more than just hearing the words. It's about understanding them.
Oh, one way to listen actively is to focus on what you're listening to. Find a quiet place where you can really pay attention without distractions.
Another way to listen actively is to take notes. While you listen, write down key vocabulary, phrases, or ideas. This helps you remember what you heard.
That's a good tip, Gwen. When you take notes, you can also write down words you don't understand. Later, you can look them up in a dictionary or ask someone.
Yes, asking questions is very important. If you don't understand something, ask. You can ask your teacher, a friend, or even use the internet to find the answer.
And don't be afraid to pause the video or audio. Stop and think about what you just heard. It's okay to take your time.
That's right, Leo. Also, after listening, try to summarize what you heard. This means saying or writing the main points in your own words. It's a great way to check your understanding. Besides that, podcasts and audiobooks are great because you can listen to them anywhere, on the bus, while walking, or even at home.
That's right. And they're a fun way to learn because you can choose topics that you like.
Exactly. For beginners, it's good to start with podcasts and audiobooks that are easy to understand. Here are some that we recommend.
One great podcast is the Learn English podcast. You can find it on YouTube, and it has many different topics that you can choose from. It's designed for English learners, and the host speaks clearly, so it's easy to follow.
That's right. You can learn vocabulary related to different topics and contexts. For example, there are episodes about travel, daily life, and even cooking.
And because the podcast covers many topics, you can learn new words and phrases in different situations. This helps you understand English better in real life.
Yes, LEP is really good. The host also explains words and phrases, which helps you learn new vocabulary while listening.
Exactly, Gwen. For example, if you're interested in food, you can listen to episodes about cooking. You'll learn words and phrases that are useful in the kitchen.
Or if you like traveling, you can find episodes about different countries and cultures. It's like learning and traveling at the same time.
So, listeners, if you want to improve your vocabulary and listening skills, we highly recommend the Learn English podcast. It's a great way to learn English while exploring many interesting topics.
And remember, the more you listen, the more you'll improve. So, find a topic you like and start listening today. Let's look at some words related to learning. Attention, meaning the act of focusing on something or someone. Example, find a quiet place where you can really pay attention without distractions. Distraction, meaning something that makes it difficult to focus on what you're doing. Example, it's hard to listen actively if there are too many distractions around you. Summarize, meaning to give a brief statement of the main points of something. Example, after listening, try to summarize what you heard in your own words. Quiet, meaning making little or no noise, calm and peaceful. Example, the library was very quiet, so I could hear the ticking of the clock. Recommend, meaning to suggest that someone do something or that something is good or suitable. Example, we highly recommend the LEP. Learn English podcast for improving your listening skills.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. Remember, the more you listen, the more you'll improve.
Exactly. So find a topic you like and start listening today. Whether it's food, travel, or daily life, there's a podcast out there for you.
We hope these tips help you on your English learning journey. Keep practicing and don't forget to check out the LEP, Learn English podcast for more listening practice.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with more tips and advice in our next episode.